Hello, everyone. Diana Rankin here. Good to see you. And yes, this is Piper right here looking up. I don't know if you can, I can move this a little bit. Maybe you can see her. There she is. She'll go settle down in a few minutes. We're going to do something a little bit different today. So many of you have written and said, being happy is so tough right now. We're going through so much, and the air is even heavy. And so, what's going on? So, what I thought I would do today is I wrote an article on 12 ways to transition from fear to love. And I thought I would give you those 12 ways today. I also put this on my blog, and right below here is the link to it. So if you want it in printed form, if you like to read or print it out, that's fine. That'll be on my website. And the blog, the specific blog link is right below, but also there's a link to my website. We will also get a message from Philip, who is my spirit guide, as you know, and this is an oracle book that gives us a different message every day. So we'll get that going. But I have 12 ways to transition from fear to love. So I want to say hello to those who are coming on with us here. And then I do have some notes, so you may occasionally see me looking down at my notes. It is so much easier for me to stand in a crowd of hundreds, or in front of a crowd of hundreds, or in front of a crowd of thousands, or in front of a crowd of 10, or talk to one individual than it is to look at myself on the camera here and keep talking. So I have notes, but I want to first of all say, Juliet says, hello, hi, Diana and everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It is a good Friday, isn't it? And Rush says, hello, Diana, Piper and friends. And she sends, it looks like a candle, an orange, part of an orange, and it's a candle, and hearts and flowers. And Sharon from Texas says, hi, Diana, Piper and all. And I want to tell you, we're having a beautiful sunny day here. There, you can see Piper now. She's getting ready to go to the groomers. Don't tell her. Anyway, it's a beautiful sunny day here, and I hope it is where you all are as well. But I'm going to get going, because if I don't, we'll run out of time. And I thought about doing this in two parts, and I thought, no, if you don't have time to listen to the whole thing, just save it and come back. All right, here we go. 12 ways to transition from fear to love. Now, I want to start by saying there are two emotions, there's fear-based emotions, and everything that's not a love-based emotion is a fear-based emotion. And if you can just remember that, that makes this whole thing a lot easier, okay? Now, we all experience fear, anger, anxiety, stress, sadness, jealousy, being overwhelmed. Those are all fear-based emotions. And what happens is any fear emotion disconnects us from others as well as from ourselves. And when we're disconnected, it's that old flight or fright, that response jumping in there. And so any fear-based emotion is rooted in self-survival. Anger, we want to push back. Fear, we want to run or freeze. Now, that's not to say these are not natural feelings. They absolutely are. Fear protects us. It may tell us to run. We need to run or to move. And maybe a branch is going to fall, a tree branch is going to fall upon us. Had we not moved, we would have been hurt. So fear can keep us safe, but we don't want to live in fear. Stress can tell us to slow down, but we don't want to live in stress. So it's about recognizing what we're feeling, taking necessary action if needed, and then working through those feelings. When we stop being overwhelmed by these fear-based emotions is when we're able to live in love and experience or move back into love and experience joy, love, peace, calmness, empathy, gratitude, all the love-based emotions. Now, love-based emotions we have to cultivate, because we grow up with television and with school shootings and with news and so many things that produce fear-based emotions. So that's kind of ingrained in us. So we have to, first of all, recognize that we do have fear-based emotions, but we want to know a little bit more about what triggers us. Journaling can help that. Meditation can help that. Talking to someone can help that. Those are just a few ways. So in order to very quickly move from a fear-based emotion to a love-based emotion, it's going to take 4 steps. 1, we have to recognize the feeling. So I'm angry. I have to recognize anger. And sometimes most of us feel anger right here in our gut. That's where we first feel it, but not everybody. So that's one way. You can ask your body, where do I feel fear? Where do I feel anger? Whatever. Second, we have to take action to be safe if necessary. Okay? So if we're feeling fear, there may be a reason we may need to take some action. If we're feeling jealousy, we want to look at that also. What is it we're feeling? So we need to recognize the feeling, take action if needed, and then 3, we need to work through the feeling. Too often we just want to stuff the feeling. I don't like feeling that, so I'm never going to feel that. No. That doesn't work, because the more we stuff, the more we shut down. So we want to work through the feeling. So recognize the feeling, take action if needed, work through the feeling, and then 4th, we're ready to make the conscious decision to change a fear-based emotion to a love-based, or one that is more positive, going from negative to positive, if you want to put it. This does not happen overnight. It takes patience, it takes practice, and it takes awareness. So let me give you 12 ways once you've worked through and you're ready to almost instantly change those feelings. Here are 12 things you can do. And some of these you may have heard of. Some, I hope, are new. Some you may have tried and they're working for you. Others, I'm giving you 12 because try the different ones. See what works for you. Music, number 1. What are the first ones? Music. Really pay attention to what music you're listening to. If you're stuck in traffic and you're running late, it's not going to help to be playing either a fast symphony or really jumping up and down rock and roll or hard rock or whatever. That's probably not going to soothe you. So think about a soft classical, easy listening to music. Personally, I prefer silence when I'm in traffic. But whatever music gives you calmness, if you can sing along with it and that works, do it. So music can help change our moods immediately. If you're in public crowds and you're feeling like this, smile. Smile at strangers. They may not smile back, but that doesn't matter. In some big cities, people won't smile back. I've been in New York, I've been in LA, I've been in Chicago, and people always smile back at me. The only place I was at was in Montreal, and people weren't smiling back. Okay, that's all right, that's allowed. And somebody did say to me, well, we feel you're invading our space when you smile. I don't know if that's true of people in Montreal or not, but that just is what happened to me. It doesn't matter. Smile. If you're uncomfortable smiling at strangers, you don't have to smile. But what you may do is recognize when you start smiling, guess what? It shifts your mood. It changes your mood. Third suggestion. Imagine you're in a spot that is you just love. It can be on the beach. It can be hiking up a mountain. It can be lying on your couch. It can be looking into the eyes of a child that you love. Just use the imaginal mind. The imaginal mind is extremely productive and it really helps us. So we can be sitting there in that traffic and just getting angry and stressed, and just let the imaginal mind take you away from where you are. A fourth way, ask for a hug. Hugs, we know there. Science tells us there are benefits to hugging. Hugging reduces fear. It reduces stress. It reduces pain. It supports the immune system. It supports the cardiovascular health. So, I can hug Piper. Piper and I hug each other. What if you're alone and there's nobody around to hug you? Get a small blanket, but one that's really cozy and comfortable, and just wrap it around you and just feel like you're being hugged. So hug. A fifth idea is ask someone to listen, to really listen. When we listen with our whole body. When we listen, our mind is on that person when we're really listening. So ask someone you trust to listen. I often taught that we need a kvetch buddy. There are times we'll need to just kvetch and get it out. And so we need that buddy to just listen, not to necessarily offer help, not to necessarily solve the problem, but just to help us get it out. In a sense, that's what therapy does, isn't it? So have somebody who will just listen to you. I want to also say with friendships need to be like this in order to be like this. Now, sometimes they're going to bend this way and this person is more needy than the other. And sometimes they're going to bend this way and this person's more needy than the other. But if they're constantly bent one way, guess what happens? They break. So in order to have a healthy friendship that's close or relationship, it requires equal give and take over the years. Just a little sidebar there. Sixth idea. Get little notepads or little tiny ones if you want, and post words on them or pictures that make you smile. So put one on your bathroom mirror, put one in your pocket or in your purse, put one on your computer that whenever you see it, it'll make you smile. It'll make you feel good. Now, what words? Maybe just the word, hey, smile. Maybe the words, you got this. Maybe the words, you're great. Whatever words will work. And use different words. Try out different words. You open up a kitchen cabinet or you open up a closet and there's a little notepad hanging there that's saying, you got this one. All right. So that'll help. And again, that'll probably make you smile. Or it may make you say, no, I don't. And that'll make you laugh. Seventh thing is this, I grew up with the post office and with print cards and print materials. And that's all changed with electronics. But there's nothing like an actual card, getting a card in the mail. And I don't know if it means the same for young people, but certainly people my age, it means the same. So I get a lot of cards free. This one happens to say, take a break, you've earned it. Mail yourself cards. I suggest once a week, but also when you get upset or angry, write yourself out a card. When I get overwhelmed, I'm sending this card to me. Address it, put a stamp on it. And it doesn't matter what you say, but say things like, you got this. Say things like, hey, time to rest a little bit. Say things like, you are loved. Positive things, some really good reinforcement for yourself. And mail it. You're going to know who it's from, but so what? It's going to make you feel good to open the envelope and read it, isn't it? All right. An eighth suggestion is simply to slow down and breathe. This really works well for almost any fear-based emotion. Now, what do I mean by breathe? No. What I mean, we can be in that place. And what we do is we take a breath in through the nose, hold it, and then push it out through the mouth. Notice what happens when you do that to your shoulders. Shoulders automatically go down. The space here relaxes. The jaw relaxes. So just take a couple of moments to breathe. Now, if you're angry at someone or even a situation, you can say, my favorite way to get through that is to simply say, bless you on the in-breath, and I may be saying it through gritted teeth, and bless me on the out-breath. And believe me, it changes the energy. And the more you do that, it starts changing the energy like that. It helps you relax. It helps you get past whatever those fear-based emotions are. A ninth idea is to practice self-compassion. That's in part what the cards are, or the little post-it notes are. Practice some self-compassion. Practice understanding yourself. Now, you may have to journal. I'm a big journaler. I'm on, 210 books or something, journals or something. This is my journal right here that I'm working on now. And the front of it says, God grant me the serenity to accept things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. And you could probably figure out why I picked up that one. And this is journal number 203. So, journal. I used to say to my nephew, who has charge of my estate, and I would say, I'm not sure I want everybody reading my journals. Maybe they should be burned when I die. And he said, no, there's some important information in there. And he said, it's what you felt at the time, isn't it? And I said, yeah. You want to judge me? Hey, I'll be gone. So journaling helps. Meditation helps us calm down and slow down a little bit. But practice those self-compassion, those ways of self-compassion. Be kind, be understanding. You can't just suddenly say, go away, fear-based emotion. We have to know what it is and be able to move through it. So acknowledge that we're struggling, but stop the judging. Oh, what's wrong with me? I'm struggling. No. Okay, I'm struggling right now. I need to do something to help me change the emotion. Maybe I need to call that kvetch buddy. A 10th idea is shift your focus to gratitude. For example, when you feel angry, take a breath. Think about the gifts in the situations. A lot of people say, think about the lessons. I like to say, think about the gifts. I'm 79. I don't want to always be studying. I love to learn new things, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to always be studying. I don't want to think of life as a school. I want to think of all the gifts I receive. So there's a gift in this anger. There's a gift in this fear. So think about the gratitude. Take a breath. What are these gifts in the situation? For example, I can get impatient standing in line at the grocery store, but who knows? Maybe had I left when I was ready, I might have been in a car accident. So think about the gifts. Or maybe I'm standing in the store and I make a new friend. That's happened to me as well. So what are the gifts in the situation? I am so grateful that I get to stand here in line because, all right. The 11th idea is challenge the fear-based emotion. Question the validity of the emotion. So ask yourself, do I really want to feel this way? Does feeling this way make my life any better? What is another way I can feel about this situation? I don't like being tailgated. I have a tendency to speed. And when people are tailgating me, I feel like I've got to speed even more or just get out of the way or pull over so they'll pass me or whatever. I just don't feel comfortable being tailgated. So I have to ask myself when this happens, if I find myself getting stressed or angry at this person tailgating me, do I really want to feel this? Is that bothering that person because I'm getting angry at them? Thankfully, they'll pass me when they can. And maybe if I slow down, they can. The last thing I'm going to suggest is move, dance, exercise, move the body. Physical activity reduces endorphins, which are natural mood lifters. Move the body. Just move it. I may be angry and I start stomping my feet, and pretty soon that stomping of my feet is turning into a dance and I'm having fun. And I might compare that with the first one, which is music. If I happen to be in a place, and who cares how you look when you dance if you're alone, or even if you're out in public, who cares? Be kind to yourself. Transitioning, my friends, from fear-based emotions to love-based emotions is a journey. It requires patience. It requires practice and self-awareness, but it is a journey that will lead you to a more loving, calm, peaceful, happier life. It's a journey that's well worth the effort. I suggest you take it. I want to get our message for this week from Philip, from one of my books, The Master's Book of Answers by Philip. But I want to first look over here. I'm looking at the big screen over here, and I want to say hello. Gaida, we haven't said hello to you yet. She said, hi, Diana, Piper, and everyone from Gaida in Woodridge, Illinois, USA. Sandra, okay, there was a message from Sandra, and then it dropped down. It says, have a blessed weekend and greetings from Germany. Good to see you. And Cappy Empath, I don't think we've seen you before. She says, hi, Diana, from Tricia in Ohio. Well, I'm in Champaign County, Ohio, Tricia, so we are neighbors wherever you are in Ohio. Good to have all of you here live. Thank you. And again, if you do have questions of an esoteric nature, just put them in the comments below, or put them on my email me is what I'm trying to say. And if they're of personal nature, please give me a call and we'll get you set for an appointment. All right, let's see what our message is this week, shall we? I'm hearing left. So if you heard left, we're just in sync. If you heard right, we'll read that one too, so pay attention. So left is page 88, and it says, for understanding, look not to what the mind thinks, but to what the heart feels. As long as I've been doing this, as many times as I've gotten messages from this book, it never ceases to surprise me how the message fits so perfectly. Magical moments, I love it. For understanding, look not to what the mind thinks, but to what the heart feels. And that's what we're talking about today, is the heart. That's where the love is. The mind, it can help us. We need it. But what does the heart feel? And that could be number 13, couldn't it? Just ask yourself, what does my heart feel? That'll switch you to love. The heart is all about love. Okay, page 89, which is on the right side, it says, and if you heard right, listen to this. Is it not that you must first master yourself? Is it not that you must first master yourself? Which is also what we're talking about today. Because remember, to transition, we don't want to ignore fear-based emotions. We want to look at them and heal them and really ask the questions. What's triggering this? How can I heal this? How can I feel differently? And then it becomes, the more healing we do, the easier it is to make that transition. And it takes practice, it takes patience, and it takes self-awareness. But it is well worth the journey to live in a place of love. All right, my friends, I thank you for being with me today. I thank you for your comments. Thank you so much. I always appreciate knowing there are people out there, even though I can't see you. I love you. Thank you for all the hearts. And I love that we have people all over the country and all over the world coming. It is such importance, I remind you, to hold yourself in that divine light, just letting that light come down. And another way to get happy, let that light just come down through the top of your head and just immerse your body in this beautiful divine light of pure love. And then let it go out from your heart and spread around the world, keeping our world safe, keeping each other safe. I love you. Tina says, thank you so much. Tanja from Germany. Thank you. Tanya. I'm not sure. Sorry. But so glad you're with us today. Thank you. And it says Tina, so I'm not sure what Tanja, if that. And Rush says, thank you, Diana. Much love. Much love to all of my sisters and brothers out there and all of my sisters here. I love you. Thank you for the love that you send to us and send out to the world. Until we meet again. Bye for now.